Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back home. Welcome back to Inter Worldwide. Matchday 30 on what is my favorite segment on the channel now, the Serie A Matchday reviews. I think it's the success of these streams that prevent me from doing other content, and that's lazy, and that's not good, and it's not good for the people, and it's not good for the community. I'm sorry. But never fear, we have games up the arse. We have games up the culo. So coming to you live from Marotta League Central. Coming to you live from Marotta League HQ. You know what it is. We only serve in conspiracies. We only serve in corruption over here. Inter are not legitimate. We are just not on the same page as the rest of you honest fans and people. And we will continue running that joke into the gauntlet for as long as the intellectual indifferences keep presenting themselves. But here today, we're here to only talk about Matchday 30 and Matchday 30 only. Bit of a different one this week. Usually I start from the back and go forward. This week, I'm merely starting from the big fixtures and going downwards. Usually I do it in reverse order. I don't have a lot of time today. And guess what? I watched very little Serie A over the weekend. So it is going to be one of those streams where I do need to occupy a fair bit of the time with going through some of the highlights. I haven't even read any match reports or anything like that. So anyway, I kept you guys waiting for about 8 minutes with the intro, so let's get right into it. There's 9 people on Inter Worldwide right now, so subscribe to the channel if you're new, and just let me know if you are here. There can't be 9 of you and not one person wants to say hi. That's just like dog acts. That's what a gronk would do, cuz. That's a gronk. We call that person a gronk back home. All right, don't be a gronk. Let me know if you're here. All right, let's start pretty much from the biggest 3 points of the match day, which undoubtedly was Napoli getting the win over Milan. Matteo Politano, seriously, is having a great season for Napoli. I think he's been low-key one of their best players. And he opens the scoring in like 60 seconds. And you know straight away, as soon as they score, they're going to get the points no matter what happens, because this Milan side is dog crap. They are so bad. They are so shit. But I'll reserve my opinions for Milan for like 3 minutes from now, after I'm finished talking about this Napoli side, who got their first win in 7 games. And albeit it was a very important one, because if they did not get the win on this particular match day, you could almost guarantee that most people in the world would start talking about how the Scudetto race is over. Not us, not me, not Mattia, not normal people, not Inter fans. We won't say it's over until the mathematics makes sense. However, they didn't drop the points here, Napoli, and overall, they were just, I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were pretty good when I watched a lot of the game back, and I thought that, you know, the Meret save was fantastic on Jimenez. But the fact that they got those 2 goals nice and early, whoops, I've switched it too quickly. Lukaku with a comedic kick into the ground and his foot and straight into the back of the net. But they've just made sure that, like Conte said, he's going to be a nuisance right to the end. He knows too well that he's hyping them up for the title. He knows too well that he's going for this title. If he doesn't get this title this season, he won't get it with Napoli. I'm convinced of it. If Conte can't take advantage of this Inter with the injuries and the fixtures, he's never going to win it with Napoli. No chance in hell. Lord Figo, I'm nervous about you saying that, because the last time you said that with chess, we lost it to Milan. You were one of the staunch people that got it wrong. That's right. I'm calling you out right here. You got it wrong 2 years ago, and more people than I know got it wrong 2 years ago. So I'm not resigned to it. You won't hear me say it. We've won nothing yet. And I can't even acknowledge that anywhere near it. It's nowhere near. It's quite possibly 6 weeks away if it does happen. So it's nowhere near it. Humble yourself, Lord. Come on, my Lord. This Napoli team, they moved to -3. Big fixture for them away to Bologna next week, which is why I think most people were saying, you know, if they can't get past this shitty Milan side in this fixture, Bologna is going to whip them and it's going to be over. I personally hope that Figo is right and Bologna kicks their ass, because if that's possible, if that ends up taking place, well, Inter just need to dispose of Parma, and we are 1 step away. Let's talk about Milan for a second, because they were really poor. They coughed that up in the chance to qualify for the Champions League in the 1 match day. Their season is pretty much over at this point now. All they've got is the Coppa Italia against Inter, which they will no doubt treat like the World Cup final and the Champions League final combined into one. I fully expect them to beat Inter in the first leg. What happens in the second leg, I'm not too sure yet, based on team news and whatnot. But this Inter team, who basically suffered in the last 20 minutes against Udinese, is not in the goddamn mood for a first leg of a Coppa Italia semi-final. The week before, on that day, we will play Bayern Munchen. In Munich? In Munich. Hold up. Bayern versus Inter. In Munich. In Munich. We play in Munich in 7.5 days. Are you actually kidding me? Napoli only has the Scudetto to look forward to. Atalanta, after getting eliminated from Europe, copped up more points in the league than they did in the month leading up to playing in Europe. And here we sit, Inter fans, trying to cope with a first leg in a Coppa Italia 7 days out from a game in Munich. Unbelievable, Jeff, as they would say. Napoli's going to fight right to the end of this. Milan piss poor. Jimenez penalty miss. Pulisic should have taken it. You saw Leao asking Pulisic, why the hell didn't you take it? This Milan side is shafted. It's shoved from top to bottom. Kosensao has inherited a sick team, a diseased squad of egocentric athletes that don't want to put in for all. They need a complete overhaul and a revolution. And I think that they'll get one. There's going to be a new manager next season at Milan because this is awful. They are 9th in Serie A. 9th. They will not qualify for the Champions League. I repeat, AC Milan are back out of the Champions League. This goes out to some of their more vocal fans who have tried to stay toe-to-toe with Inter fans the last few seasons. Mate, we gave you that title. We coughed it up. We lost it. You didn't win it. Accept it. Pioli didn't win it. Ibra didn't win it. Giroud didn't win it. Thiago didn't win it. We gave it to you. We said, we suck. Here's the Scudetto. You didn't earn it. You weren't that good. Oh, my days. Yo, Cartello, what's up, my guy? I got to say, Cartello, seeing you comment once a month or so, it makes my day, bro. It makes my day. You've been here for such a long time. I appreciate your support, my G. Big up Cartello, big up the channel members. Got you in my ears, business end of the season. Time for this Inter to step up. Bro, I feel like we haven't shifted gear all season. There's another gear that we can go up, and I hope it starts now because it still didn't. It started for 70 minutes against Udinese, and we dropped off. I want us to see that gear. Milan is going to come out on fire on Wednesday, 100%. Figo says 100%. They suck, though. It's a disaster of a season. I'd give it a 2 out of 10 if I was a Milan fan. You can't gloss a Super Coppa and a cigar over the disaster and the downfall that's been this season because of the side embarrassment and the side salad of Ibrahimovic that comes with it. That guy will go down for me once he leaves the post at the end of the year, which he probably will, as the worst sporting director I have ever seen in Serie A history because he is not one. He is not one. He is not a director. He was a world-class player, a great goal scorer, a pioneer of the physical forward scene, but he is not a DOF, sorry. He is not a director of football at a major club. He could go and be the director for, what's that club he grew up playing for? Malmo in Sweden. That's the only place he credentials as a director. Next game, please. Inter behave extremely well for 70 minutes and almost give it away in the last 20 minutes. Inter 2, Udinese 1 at the Miazza, coming back from international duty as a lot of players get rotated. Marco Arnautovic scores the first goal. Davide Fratesi grabs the second just before the break. Inter in cruise control, and then we let up a goal 20 minutes to go to Sule. And then Sommer makes a world-class save from, I think, Lorenzo Luca's header. I only say Lorenzo Luca because who the hell else is going to head that high and that straight and sharp? Lorenzo Luca has definitely started to earn his crust this season. I still want to put him in that $30 to $35 million bracket, but I would put Lorenzo Luca firmly up there as one of the most promising forwards in Serie A. There was a point this season where Juve wanted to sign him, and I was like, yeah, go ahead. He sucks. But no, he's good. No, they cannot really save this. You know what? They can save this season. Rabi's right. The Nas is right. Nasruddin is right. Milan can save their season by knocking us out of the Coppa and winning that tournament. But you know what would happen? Milan would get to the final of that Coppa and get their asses handed to them by this Bologna side. We need to go to the final so that we can win it. If Milan go to the final, they'll lose. Milan's not winning this Coppa Italia. But Milan will knock out Inter in this Coppa Italia. I firmly believe that. I reckon Empoli knocks Milan in the final of this Coppa Italia. This Milan side are donkey shit. They are cow merde. Honestly. We have made them look good in games this season. Why do you think I'm so fired up right now? I hate them. And I hate most of their fans. And I hate Juve. And I hate over 93% of their fans. We have given them so much temporary joy in what would other be the darkest season of the last 2 or 3 decades for these guys. I can't stand the fact that we have given them a lifeline. They will give it their all, like Figo is saying. I fully expect Milan to beat Inter in the first leg of the Coppa Italia. Inter get the 3 points towards the title, which is the most important thing, obviously. We now need to look forward to some tricky fixtures away to Parma, home against Cagliari, which should be 3 points, away to Bologna, which is droppable. If we can get our 6 points from Parma and Cagliari, I will allow the dropping of points at Bologna. However, then you're right down to the wire, and I wouldn't be confident in us closing out the season unless we exited from the Champions League. It's very complicated for Inter at the moment. There is still so much to play for, even though there's our achievements are. It feels like they're so close, yet they're so far. I'm starting to get to that stage where I'm absolutely nervous as batshit. Igor Tudor starts his Serie A journey with Juventus with a win. 3 points. Big up, Nati. Big up, cuz. Big up, bruv. Good to see you again. We've got 14 on Inter Worldwide right now, which is actually quite nice. Like the video. Let me know if you are here in the comments right about now. We've covered Napoli, Milan, and we've covered Inter, Udinese so far. What's the updates on our injury list? Our injury list looks pretty good so far. Denzel and Lautaro, I think, will be back on the bench for the game against Parma. Don't expect either of them to get anywhere near the pitch against Milan. They're saying that Dumfries will take a little bit longer. I'm okay with that as well. Taremi is the freshest news that has us injured, but to be honest, I'm not even going to waste time talking about Taremi for right now because I don't have the time, and we're moving on to Juve 1, Genoa. That's right, 0. I was hoping Genoa could put something out to it, put something out to him, but Yield is showing his class again. He's the player that I hope Juve sells the most in this next market to raise funds. I don't actually rate Cambiasso that highly. I never bracketed Cambiasso anywhere near 40, 50, 60, 70 million. That's absolute dog's balls, those sort of prices for a player like that. He's worth 25, 30 million, absolute maximum. So if they're going to sell Cambiasso, it's not really going to impact their team as much as people think it will. They sell Yildiz, but it's just as dumb as half of the other moves this director has made, selling players and getting them out at inappropriate times as well. Yildiz is fantastic. So is Kefren Turam. That Turam bloodline needs to be preserved. Preserve the bloodline, man. Lilian Thuram was one of my favorite defenders of all time. I grew up watching him do things in that position for France, for Juve, for Barcelona when I started watching his highlights as well. And I just thought, wow, this guy's next level. Whenever I used to make teams with my mates, he would always be on my bench for the best starting 11 of all time. He left Juve in the wake of the Calciopoli scandal, but he's most fond. Like, I grew up watching him play at Juve because I didn't have access to the media to watch him play at Parma. Obviously not at Monaco, but Lilian Thuram, a bloodline that needs to be preserved because Marcus is incredible. Kefran is incredible. I think that's how far it goes, though. If anyone wants to look that up and let me know if there's a fourth Thuram, a third offspring that we could look forward to, mate, just let me know. Christian Potato, good to see you, my bro. Good to see you. We've actually got 18 on Inter Worldwide right now, which is fantastic. Like the video and subscribe if you are new. I managed to go to a live stream. Must be some sort of sign. It is, bro. The positive times are above us. Thank you very much, Nati, for commenting that. If anyone's feeling generous, you can head over to my other channel, Devils Down Under, which I've just started once again releasing content more like older time warp sort of content for that channel if people are interested, relating to other stuff, bringing in other concepts to that initial concept. Well done to Tudor for the points. They needed it big time. I think that they'll still get top 4. We'll get to Lazio in a second. But right now, it's looking like Roma and Bologna are the only sides that are going to push Juve right until the very last couple of games. Lazio coughed it up bad. Dusan Vlahovic was shit again. Mate, they got to let this guy go. It's not him. He always looks like he's fighting himself. Like he's always got to argue with someone. It's never his fault. There's always something that makes him look like a crybaby. He's a professional victim in this sport at the moment until he proves otherwise. He's not it. I don't think he's it. He's not worth more than 45 mil. He's not worth more than 40 mil. Juve will get exactly what he is worth when they sell him. Not what they paid for him. What did they pay for him? Like 70 mil, 75 mil? Jesus Christ. They'll be lucky to get 25, 30 mil the next time he comes to the market. He is absolute dog's balls as well. And so is Locker Smelly, but that's a conversation for another time. Roma get the victory over Lecce by a goal. Ranieri has Roma right up there. He's got them right up there. Can you believe this team was like 2 spots above relegation at one point this season? Roma are 6th. They're 6th with 52 competition points. 52 competition points. How many matches have they actually won in a row? Off the top of my head, it's 8. Let's count them. I'm not going to look them up. Let's count them in our heads. Lecce, Cagliari, Empoli, Como. Who else? Not counting European games, because I know they beat Athletic and Porto as well. Monza was in there. Parma was in there. Yes, they had an easy run. Venezia was... Fuck, they had an easy run. They literally played the bottom of the table right as Ranieri started. They literally played the bottom of the table right as Ranieri started. I forget that they've had the easiest run since anything ever. Their next games are against Juve and Lazio, if I'm not mistaken. So that's when it'll really get tough for them. I don't think many people have studied what's ahead for Roma. I think they're just looking what's behind. But either or, you can only beat who's in front of you. And that's 8 or 9 on the cusp, not including European fixtures. I know there was a break in between because I think they drew to Porto in one of those games. But Roma are back up to 6th on the ladder, and they play Juve next. A win against Juve or a draw against Juve puts them supremely in this race. However, my money would be on Tudor and Juve to knock Roma in Turin the next time they play. I don't know what you're laughing at, but it's good to see. Oh, Dusan, yeah. Time for Saudi already. Jeez, what a premature end to a career. Far out. That's actually disturbing if he would have to go there already. Oscar from Chelsea level ting to China. Robo Ranieri has Roma back in form for sure. They're back in form. They're back in the running to reach serious objectives. That is dropped points, 0.5 for Lazio today. This Torino side is like Udinese. They're already on holiday. I know Torino has been a decent side this season, as they are almost every season. So conceding a goal in the last 10 minutes against Torino isn't something to just, scream about. It's not breaking news. But it's a Torino side that doesn't need the points. They don't need the points. Marusic did the hard work. They dominated possession, Lazio. They dominated the shots. They dominated the passes. They dominated the game, but they are left sitting here at a point in their own ground to a team that didn't give a fuck about the game. I haven't seen the highlights of it this morning. It's cut for the first time. You really watch highlights early, don't you? Order, so obviously I've caught all the big games and highlights so far. Zaccagni with a shot, well saved. Good save by, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper in this season, Milinkovic-Savic. Oh, as I say that, he's made a disgusting error. Oh, I'm the biggest jinx on the planet. Oh, Pedro, you selfish bastard. I just said he's the best goalkeeper this season, and he just literally shat his pants. What happened? Oh, Milinkovic-Savic with the worst feet you've ever seen. His accent should have followed it up because he's got a mean tattoo. This guy literally looks like my mate Rick. Good save from Providel. Maripan, great header. I like him. Pedro should have passed, didn't pass. Big hog. Marusic, goal. Goal. Great hit. You could tell Lazio wanted this, the way they're celebrating and the way Zaccagni looks at him. They want the 4th spot. I wanted them to win, but now it's in our best interest as Inter fans to want them to lose because I don't want to come up against them Matchday 37 with them with something to play for. Zaccagni warranted a goal. That's a great save, Milinkovic-Savic. He's got the longest legs I've seen in a long time for a goalkeeper. Husai. They should have put this away. Isaacson, Noslin, good save. Milinkovic-Savic, he takes up the whole frame. Like, by default, he's a great keeper. Zaccagni. Guendouzi. Lazio are kicking themselves. I thought about it when I saw the result. Oh, they are devastated. He's the same guy that scored the winner against Milan and the Fiorentina equalizer. Opportunity, big time wasted by Lazio to keep the pressure on the top four. They will be absolutely livid. They will be livid. That's probably the shittest. That's the team who's feeling shittest after this match day will be Lazio, in my opinion. Maybe besides Milan. Atalanta just look like they don't care. They got out of Europe and they don't even look like they're fussed to make it again. I think Gasperini's definitely leaving next season because there's no grit. There's no fight. Lookman's leaving next season. Start putting your house and your money on Atalanta dropping back to mid-table into Torino territory, or at least back down to 6th, 7th, or 8th after this season. I feel like Atalanta are at the end of an era. They lost 1-0 to Fiorentina. Mozekan got on the score sheet again, 16th time this season, but he's not Juve quality like they keep saying. They'll say that Juve was a club too big for him. They'll say that Mozekan isn't good enough for the national team. They know that they're talking shit. Ken with an absolute blinder of a game. He was involved in pretty much most of the Fiorentina attack. Atalanta still weren't bad. Like I remember Zappacosta. I remember he took a run because I did watch part of this game. He took a run, passed it to Notegi. He came pretty close. But it wasn't until the 45th minute that Mozekan went clear on goal. Poor play in midfield from Atalanta and King with a bury in the bottom corner. Great 3 points for Fiorentina. You know, they really needed the points as well because the back end of their Serie A season has been slightly underwhelming, but they've got back-to-back wins for the first time in a while in Serie A, I feel, which isn't easy when you have to do it against Juve and when you have to do it against Atalanta. Keep in mind, they also played Napoli in the previous fixture before that, and they have Milan in the next match day. So Atalanta, Juve, Napoli, Milan. Fiorentina have really gotten the shit end of the stick this side of the fixture list in Serie A. Not to mention they had to play us twice in January as well. So, or February, whenever it was, the repeated games. Well, I think it was February. I think that it's not over for Fiorentina to try and make the full spot. They're obviously a lot closer to it now than Milan are, considering their result and Milan's failure to even get anything in this last match day. But in my head, they're 5 points off Juve, 4 or 5 points. I just don't think they're going to have it in them to catch Juve and better them by 5 points. But they're still in it. They're still involved. And to be honest, I'm really glad as an Inter fan that we don't need to play Fiorentina again. Atalanta, on the other hand, oh, mamma mia. Back-to-back defeats. Out of the Scudetto race as quickly as they were back in it. They're -9 from the top. They have the easiest fixture list going forward, though. Now, but the thing is, they already dropped points to bloody Venezia. They've got 1 or 2 hard games left. I don't know, actually. I think they play Napoli. No. I think they play Lazio and Milan. I can't remember the other game. Maybe they don't have the easiest fixture list then. Maybe I'm just talking ass. I don't know. I'll have to go and look at the fixtures soon again. Christian says, damn, Cosensal will want this Copa. He can say he got 2 trophies in, 6 to 7 months. He can gloss up his shit job a bit. 100%. Well said. He will gloss up this on his resume like absolutely no tomorrow. Atalanta, are they even guaranteed top 4? I saw someone ask today on Twitter. I do think so because I think they're still 2 points ahead of Bologna and 4 ahead of Juve. I don't know. No, you know what? We're gonna look at the Classifica at the end. I think Atalanta's back in a top 4 race. That's disturbing. That's actually disturbing if that's the case. Just give me one moment while I clean this camera. It's a bit blurry. Why is it a bit blurry? Look, I'll fix it after today. I will fix it after today. This whole laptop could use a bit of a clean, to be honest. Then, oh God, how useless are these 2 teams, bro? You have such a golden opportunity to get yourself some points. You have such a golden opportunity to bridge the gap between the rest of the shit teams in Serie A and your own bitch ass, and you can't do anything. It was such a boring dud shit of a game. I watched the highlights on YouTube today, but I looked away after 1 minute. I'm not even going back. Verona versus Parma. And this disgraceful biscotto of a fixture today will be binned along with a whole bunch of other Verona and Parma games this season. From my count, Parma is still within striking distance of the relegation zone. Verona's 3 points last week, which we focused on, bridges them above that relegation gap. 1 point for Verona, good. 1 point for Parma, not bad, but not good either. They haven't won a game since... I forget who they beat last. It was like 4 or 5 match days ago, and Inter has to go there next. I swear to God, Allah, Buddha, and the Hindu gods, every single one of them, if Inter doesn't bend Parma over next week and beat them, I will throw a hissy fit like a sugar-deprived toddler, mate. Honestly, if Inter don't make absolute mincemeat of Parma next week, I will be furious. I will be livid. I will be absolutely furious. This game is shit. Parma and Verona are crap. They would both justify a spot in the relegation zone next season. Guess who basically saved themselves now? Guess who got their first win in like 6 match days? Guess who is up to like 29 competition points? It's Cagliari. They're going to be safe. They're 2 games ahead now. Cagliari are 2 games clear with 8 games to go. And we all know that being 1 or 2 games clear, being 2 games clear at the top of the ladder is nothing with 8 games to go. Being 2 games clear at the bottom is fantastic. Because to rely on the fact that Parma, Empoli, Lecce, Venezia all need to be better than you, that's not going to happen. Cagliari win by 3-0, and that's a game that I need to catch because I did not. That is a game of highlights I don't need to catch. Monza are not officially relegated, mathematics-wise, but they are done. I think they are finally... No, it can't be because they were this last week as well. Look, I think they're 4 games from the top now, like 9 or 10 points. So it's over now for Nesta and Monza. They are going back to Serie B. That's a team that I didn't have on my bingo card to go down to Serie B. Monza are finished. Let's have a look at their squad at the end of this video and pick it apart. Cagliari 3, Monza 0. Piccoli, obviously I've been a fan. I've chanted his name. Zortea. Viola, wide. Should have scored. Should have hit the target. D'Ambrosio. Kyriakopoulos. Hit it! Bianco, nah. Monza admitted defeat when they let Maldini go in January as well, by the way. That's what I think. Algello. What a header. Viola. What a header from Viola, bro. What a header from Viola. Nesta can't believe it. Gianluca Gaetano with a fantastic free kick, 15 minutes from time, and that's it. They know they're safe now. I don't know who that was that he went and hugged in the stands, but that was nice. Adopo. Gaetano! Saved. Oh, who missed that? Gaetano with the cross off the crossbar. Cagliari just peppering Monza towards the end of this game, absolutely adding insult to their existence in this top flight. Lavumbo, great goal. 3-0 Cagliari, safe. Serie A again next season for sure. Absolutely no doubt. Serie A next season for sure for Cagliari. 17 people still on Inter Worldwide. Like the video, subscribe if you are new. It's him again. It's Riccardo Orsolini again. I said it. Why is Spaghetti not picking this guy for the national team? Why is Spaghetti and the Meatballs not picking Orsolini for the national team? He's an absolute baller. I said this like 5 weeks ago on this channel. Where does he rank in terms of Bologna legends? Why would I pay that much attention to a Bologna player? You really think I give a shit? You really think I care that much about Riccardo Orsolini or Bologna? I don't. But he's one of the best players in Serie A this season. It's not just his goal scoring and his impact in attacking phases. It's everything. It's what he represents to the city now. It's what he represents to the club. This guy's a club legend. He's going to go down as a top 3 Bologna player of all time, even more than those ones 100 years ago that scored heaps of goals and won a couple of trophies. Riccardo Orsolini, what a baller. And he's done it again. Robbo says, I hope Empoli get relegated. I will take Seba back as the 4th striker next year. Same. My morning just back got way better. Thank you, W. And thanks for being a channel member. Big up the members. Remember, oh, by the way, nobody won our member giveaway this week. Nobody won it. You had to predict the correct score. No one got Inter 2-1. I had 3-0, 2-0, 4-0, 4-1s. Nobody got an Inter 2-1 who is a channel member. How to enter next? I'm not doing one for the Coppa Italia. For Serie A, I'll do a quick short for Parma. You drop if you are a channel member, you drop your score prediction in the comments. It has to be an Inter win. And if you get it right, an Inter win, I send you a package with some Inter trading cards, some collectibles, some Inter Worldwide stickers, some Marotta League logos, and some Inter Worldwide logos that you can print on your own shirts if you want to as well. Basically, whatever I have in my little care bag over there. Shout out the Inter Club Belfast. So when I do a short this week, make sure you do drop it in the comments. Prediction for Parma. So you'll need to comment a prediction for Parma and Inter win and get it right. And I hope that heaps of people get it right. I want to send these out. I need Inter to get these 3 points. I am packing shit for the Parma game, man. I am so nervous. Forza Riccardo Orsolini and Forza Bologna, to be honest. This is ridiculous. They are in 4th position on the ladder still. They're ahead of Juve by a point. They're ahead of Roma by a few points. They might overtake Atalanta soon, to be honest. And their fixture list is probably one of the more desirables, to be honest. One of the more desirable ones. I know they've got Atalanta and Napoli and us all in a row. Oh, no. Actually, I think I've got their one in reverse. I'm thinking of Juve that's got the easiest fixture list. Bologna has the hardest fixture list, I think. Bologna has the hardest fixture list. I don't know what it is. I think I'll need to do a run-in video on this channel because I'm getting it all mixed up over who has the harder fixtures and who has easy fixtures. Or maybe nobody's got easy fixtures. You know what? Maybe we'll have time at the end of this video. I'm just chatting shit now, man. Let's move on to the next game. Kouame's header saves Empoli's ass against Como. Como really should have got the points in that game. I haven't watched a single second of that. Let's go and check it out. Kouame is the player who gets that point for Empoli and keeps them running on this season. Sella with the cross. Warranted a goal there. I'm just going straight to the second half. I just want to see the goals in this one. What a pass. Kouame! Oh, he should have scored here. Oh, his footing. Oh, how does he miss? That's effed up. Kouame! I'm glad he got a goal because he's looking at the skies like the gods have forsaken him. Good goal. Good goal. Duvikas. Good goal for Duvikas. Good build-up as well. Pizzella crosses again. Kouame! Uvakes, he got the goal for Como, the Celta Vigo player on loan. Or did he transfer? I forget. Oh, Kouame should have won it at the end. You absolute buzzkill. Oh, how's he done that? Stop smiling, man. I'd be embarrassed. That's embarrassing. Ken isn't Juve quality, but Vlahovic is. The irony. Bro, they are stupid up in that boardroom. Don't even get me started. Is that it? Does that wrap up the match day? What's up, Nick Knox? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you in the chat today, but I mostly appreciate Nick Knox, W as well. Thank you, Christian Cartello, for coming in. Big up the channel members, but big up all of you that came up in the chat today. This was a really, really cool video. I'm glad that we had 18 people here as a high. We've still got 16 right now. I'm just going to go look at some fixture lists, yeah? Because I'm very confused as to who has the best run-in. All right? Inter fixtures. All right, you guys need to help me decide here. Let's share the tab. Let's get Google involved in this goddamn stream. Do something for once in your life. All right, our fixtures are as followed. Parma, Cagliari, Bologna, Roma, Verona, Torino, Lazio, Como. I would say that we have, if we were ranking it out of 10, how difficult it is. Let's start on 5, minusing 1 for shit teams, plusing 1 for hard teams, staying neutral for neutral difficulty. Bro, it's like counting cards in blackjack, if anybody knows how to do that. I only know the basics. Parma should be 3 points, -1. Cagliari should be 3 points, -1. Bologna, tricky, +1. Roma, neutral, even. We're currently at -1. Verona, easy, -1. We're at -2. Torino, easy, -1. We're at -3. Lazio at home, neutral. We're at -3. Como away, neutral. We're at -3. Inter at -3. So we're at a 2 out of 10 difficulty. A 2 out of 10 difficulty in our fixtures remaining in Serie A. If we didn't have Champions League, I would say we should piss every single game in Italy for the rest of the year. We will win every game in Italy for the rest of the year. But we've got this incredible aspiration to win the Champions League. It's madness, isn't it, gang? It's absolute madness. Napoli fixtures. They start at 5. Bologna away, difficult, +1. Empoli at home, easy, -1. Monza away, -1. Torino away, -1. Lecce away, -1. Genoa away, -1. They are currently at -1. Parma away, -1. Napoli have a -1 out of 10 difficulty. You couldn't ask for easier games from Napoli. If Conte and Napoli don't win this Scudetto, they've bombed it. I don't give a shit what the narrative in the media says about Inter being the favorite. People with half a brain cell knows that you would not want to be in Inter's position at the moment, even at +3 versus this Napoli side with that fixture list. You really would not. Atalanta next. Lazio at home, difficult, -1. Bologna at home, difficult, -1. Milan away, difficult, -1. Sorry, +1. What am I talking about? +1. -1 for Lecce, -1 for Atalanta. They're at +6, +1, 6. Difficult, 7, 6, 5. Atalanta have a 5 out of 10. So far, Atalanta have the trickier fixture list than Napoli and Inter. So far, Atalanta have the trickier fixture list out of all of them. Bologna next. I like this. We're going to do a proper video on what I'm doing right now on the channel, by the way. We're going to do a proper doing because this is very good. And I'll need to do a graphic and make it look neat the same way other content creators do. Agreed. With 1 comp left with 8 games, Napoli should at most drop 2 points per Bologna. They're not dropping shit. We are really in a sticky situation here against. Anyway, let's have a look at Bologna's list. Home against Napoli, difficult, +1. Away to Atalanta, difficult, +1. Home to Inter, difficult, +1. They're at +8. They're at 8 out of 10 so far. -1 is 7 against Udinese. +1, difficult, 8. +1, 9. +1, 10. -1, 9. Bologna have a 9 out of 10 difficult fixture list. I feel bad for them. How the f did that happen? Bro, Bologna towards the end of the season have Napoli, Atalanta, Inter, Juve, Milan, Fiorentina. These poor bastardi. If they get 4th place, it's an absolute miracle. If they get 4th place, it's an absolute miracle. They've got it way easier than these chumps in Turin. Way easier than these chumps in Turin. Juve have Roma, difficult, +1. Easy Lecce, -1. Easy Parma and Monza, -2. That puts them at 4 out of 10. +1 Bologna, +1 Lazio, -1 Udinese, -1 Venezia, 4 out of 10 for Juventus. So far off the top of my head, it's Bologna, Atalanta, Juve, Inter, Napoli in that order who have the more difficult fixtures going forward right now. I'm amazed at how quick we're smashing through this, by the way. We're definitely doing a video on this properly. Roma next, +1 for Juve, +1 for Roma, -1 for, +1 for Juve, +1 for Lazio, -1 for Verona, +1 for Inter, +1 for Fiorentina, +1 for Atalanta, +1 for Milan, -1 for Torino. Roma have a +9 as well. Bologna and Roma have the most difficult fixtures. Bologna and Roma have the most difficult fixtures going forward out of any other team so far. Bologna, Roma, then Atalanta, then Juve, then Inter, then Napoli. Let's keep the momentum. Who's next? It's Fiorentina. We do Fiorentina and Lazio, and that's how we wrap that up. Fiorentina's fixtures remaining in Serie A this season as they try to gain on 8th. Parma. Let's go with, what? How is that possible? No, Milan. That's right. Sorry. Milan. Difficult. +1. Parma, -1. Cagliari, -1. Empoli, -1. Roma, +1. Empoli, -1. That's 3 out of 10. +1. Bologna, -1. 3 out of 10. Fiorentina have got some pretty easy fixtures, man. You almost expect Fiorentina to go through the end of the season getting the most points possible. They have the Conference League against Celje. I don't even know where the hell those guys are from. Where the hell is that team? They don't even have their logo on Google. They're from Slovenia. Holy crap. That's the team that made history, actually. I think they've made history. First Slovenian team to ever make a European quarter final. Channel member Massimo in the house. G'day to you, my friend. Make sure you rewind it because it's been a good stream. We're wrapping up in like 2 minutes. Sorry about that. Last team for us to go through in terms of fixture list difficulty is Lazio. Lazio's fixtures from now until the end of the season in Serie A are as followed. Something went wrong with my internet connection and they're not showing me the fixtures. Something has gone wrong again. Why can I not see Lazio's fixtures? Here we go. Atalanta +1 for difficult. Roma +1 for difficult. Away to Genoa. Let's call that neutral, actually. So they're at 7. Home to Parma, -1, 6. Empoli, -1, 5. +1 for Juve difficulty. +1 for Inter difficulty. -1 for Lecce difficulty. They are at 6. Off the top of my head on this nice little game that we just played. Bologna, Roma, Atalanta, Juve, Lazio, Fiorentina, Inter, Napoli. Those who have the easiest fixtures in Serie A until now, until the end of the season. I actually underrated how straightforward at this point of the season Inter's fixture list was in Serie A. You take the Bayern Munich situation out of us, we're looking good. Either or, that actually painted a pretty realistic picture for me at the moment. Like I said, maybe after the next match day, we will look at a run-in properly pretty much every week. People need to remind me when I get lazy, because it's not that I get lazy, I just prioritize other things. So send me a message, drop a comment on a video going, oi, release something. And I will. I promise you, if someone says to me, release something, I will. All right, gang. Big up yourselves. Big up Inter Worldwide. Forza Inter, let's hope they can go all the way this season. But most importantly, Forza Serie A at the moment as we keep covering this content. That was Matchday 30. My name is Anthony. Ciao, ragazzi.